Yes, boss. See the topic and what it is we're talking about, man. Some people will play victim in order to gain sympathy from others. If you never heard of that before, I'm glad I could run it. And it feels so good to be back, man. Last week it was like I was out of town, so I thought I had enough time to drop one, but I didn't. You feel me? So I'm going to make it like at least 3 or 4 this week. So here's the deal, right? When people play victim, you got to understand that they're playing a role. You feel me? And when somebody's playing a role, it's like saying like, you could say like in an acting mode in a way, especially if they're lying. But put it like this. You can either be the victim or you can be the suspect. You get what I'm saying? And oftentimes there's some people who like to play victim knowing damn well they're the suspect just to rile up a lot of people's emotions, stir them up on the inside. And it's like, whether some people may realize it or not, when you do stuff like that and you have the ability to stir up people's emotions and drive it a certain kind of way, especially if you know it's based on a lie, that's very wicked, bro. Very evil. So example, let's say I gather a bunch of people and play victim like, yo, this person stole from me or they robbed me, yo. Or this person, I was so good to them and they robbed me. You feel me? If people don't know who that person is first-handedly, based on how that person sells the story to them, they might just believe it. You could go ahead and say, yo, that person stole from me this, that, and the third, and he told me blam, 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 what he's going to do to me. If you're a person who people believe everything that you say and they don't know what type of person you are, they're going to ride for you. And this is why I said people play victim to gain sympathy. There are some people who use that sympathy role or that playing that victim role to gain sympathy, to get other people to crash out on their behalf when they know damn well they're lying. So I'm going to tell you why I said this is very dangerous and very wicked, right? If you're a person who cannot think properly or understand or use discernment as to when somebody's playing a game with you, you will fall for the bait. It's just like, example, if somebody said, yo, this person stole from me, this person robbed me, and you know of this person to be a pretty tough person or a person who can be aggressive or the aggressor, then you can kind of chalk it up like, yo, I don't know about that. But if they're speaking about somebody that you completely don't know about and their face may fit the description, you can go off of that and you can fall into that game that somebody set for you. Because why? You're judging based off of appearance. I did a video about this. Get to know a person before you judge them, dog. Because there are some people out here in the world that may look a certain kind of way and they're not that. So I'll give you an example, right? I get this all the time, very easy, dog. Like, people misjudge me because I have tattoos. And I have a lot of people who think, yo, you probably are affiliated with certain people, or why do you have so much tattoos? Were you in the streets or whatever? No, I just like tattoos like that. But to somebody who doesn't know me, doesn't see me, has never spoken a word to me, probably might look at my facial expression and my tattoos, they can try and use that to form a judgment and stick a narrative on you. And here's another thing why I said that this is very dangerous, why I said people play victim. There are some people in life who know that they've done some very foul, malicious stuff, and they know if they get caught for what they did, that it's going to ruin their reputation. So what do I have to do? I have to beat that person to the punch. If I harm this person, I have to make sure I discredit them, defame them, make them look a certain kind of way, so people wouldn't really be willing to listen to their story like that. They're going to be more so willing to listen to me. You feel me? That's a part of that game. You feel me? You got to understand this, right? When people play sympathy on you, try to seek sympathy or try to pull on your heartstrings, pay attention to what I said. They're pulling on your heartstrings. They're wrapping up your emotions to get you to care about them in their situation. It's just like, example, look at when you see those little commercials on TV about the kids in Africa. Oh, these kids are starving. Send 19 cents a day. For just 19 cents a day, they're pulling on your heartstrings to get you to feel bad for them. Because, yo, they're homeless. They don't have nothing. When in real reality, a lot of that stuff was a scam. They'd go around to little communities and hold little kids and try and use it as a way to garner sympathy. When damn well, those kids were already good. You feel me? You got to understand something. If you do not get the situation or the source straight from the horse's mouth, or try to get the ends to understand the situation for yourself, that can cause you to drown. And as well as that, you got to understand something. To see if a person is lying, whether they're trying to gather sympathy or gather people to care about them in a situation that they know that they started their own, you got to be the type of person that can use real discernment and real judgment. Who is this person? Who do they get involved in? What do they get involved in? Who are they involved with? What type of lifestyle are they into? These little things, it can give you the answer into sometimes who these people are. I'm not saying you can judge a person off of that solely. No. What I'm saying is sometimes if you look into the context clues, that can probably give you an insight into a person and the games it is that they like to play. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when people like to play this, oh, this person harmed me, or they're trying to gain sympathy or gain empathy from people, I'm going to tell you a trick that a lot of people will not tell you. When people do that shit, that's a form of magic if you don't know that. And I'm going to explain that to you. Magic doesn't necessarily have to mean somebody, oh, I'm going to gather the candles and I'm going to light them one by one and I'm going to chant. No, that's not all the way magic. That is a form of magic, but there's magic in different ways. So I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's say I start a rumor on somebody, right? That's a form of magic. Because I use my voice, my energy to alter and manipulate the way that people think or see somebody. So example, let's say there's a little kid over there or some kid over there and I'd be like, yo, that little kid over there, he's homeless or whatever the case may be. If you believe it based on their appearance or how they look, oh yeah, he always has dirty shoes, he never has anything new on or whatever, people can fall for that bait. I.e., that's how magic is started. Next thing you know, you hear people saying, oh, that's that little homeless kid. Unless that kid says, yo, who the fuck told you I'm homeless? I'm not homeless. Oh, such and such said you're homeless. I'm not homeless. Oh, I just wear these shoes because I like wearing these shoes. Or, you get what I'm saying? I have a place to live. Like, you don't know that sometimes there are people who will take your name, your face, your image, likeness, all of that, and they'll try and create a whole narrative and stick that on you. And then put it out there to the world that you're a screwed up person in order to gain sympathy from other people. I've had people do this shit to me plenty of times. That's why sometimes I get baffled when I'm like, yo, I never knew there's some people who could really play that dirty game of, yo, because I don't like you or because you won't bow down to me or you won't conform to me, you won't bend to my will, I'm going to show you something. It's like there's some people out here, they're very much power whores. And they go to every extent just to get power, maintain power, retain power, whatever the case may be. There's some people who go to the next length just to prove a point or get somebody in a screwed up predicament. You get what I'm saying? I'll give you another example, right? Let's say I stole money from somebody, right? And that person is bigger than me. I could paint an image like, yo, that person bullied me or they stole my money or this, that, and the third. And deep down, downright, I know I stole that person's money and I know what they're capable of. So now I'm trying to gain sympathy from other people so they'll back me. You get what I'm saying? It's like we're going to war. I don't want to be bullied or tormented by this person. I need help. So I'm going to wrap up everybody's emotions based off of this one false narrative that I created and get everybody to ride with me. That's how, if you never knew it, and I just gave you free game, that's how there are some people out here who throw their lives away, throw their freedoms away on behalf of their friends. Because why? Your homie probably told you a false story and got you to ride on his behalf, and guess what? Now you caught up in the justice system. Now you got to have a probation officer. Now you got to sit and do time. Now you got to miss time away from your kids. Now you got to miss time away from your family. Because why? You didn't have enough discernment or enough sense to know that your homie know that you'll ride for him in his bullshit. And low-key, you probably don't even like you like that, dog. And when I seen people do these type of things, it made me say to myself, dog, like, I ain't gonna lie, I really got to stop using that term friend or homie or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I got to really take some steps back to myself and understand something. There are some games out here that people are willing to play that's malicious, dirty, and grimy just to make sure that you're in a screwed up predicament or just to make sure that they don't get caught for the lies and the things that they've done for real. You feel me? So another way for them to do that is play victim. so I can gain sympathy from everybody, and then afterwards I can use that to whatever it is my discretion is. Example into using people, gathering people's emotion and wrapping them up. Look at the boy who cried wolf. He cried wolf. Yo, yo, yo. Wolves are attacking the sheep. Wolves are attacking the sheep. You got people running, hauling ass, dropping everything it is that they doing. Because what? We're believing your word. You told us one thing, and guess what? That's not even it. You just wanted to garner sympathy and rile up people's emotions because what? You're fucking bored. You don't have nothing better to do? Then guess what happens? When wolves are really attacking the sheep, people let that nigga rot. And guess what happened now? All the wolves and ate all the sheep. Bruh, guess what? You done for now. All of them lies that you used to tell in the beginning, it never really mattered. Until it really mattered. As in, yo, people don't trust you no more. And when people don't trust you no more, people gonna do away with you, dog. You gotta understand something. Be careful who you give your trust to. Be careful who you become a listening ear to. There are some people who know that you care so much about them that they're willing to sell you a story or rile up your emotions, because that's a form of energy harvesting if you never heard of that. If you don't know what energy harvesting is, I'll teach you about all of that stuff. That stuff is easy, bro. Whenever people feel like they could gather your emotions and wrap them up and then make you all depressed and in a state of sadness and weariness and you weak and you lost, that's energy harvesting. I just took all your emotions and your energy and wrapped that shit around my finger and roller coastered the hell out of you until you weak and you tired in your head. You don't even know what's going on. You don't know if you going or you coming. I'll give you another example of energy harvesting, right? Let's say, bomb. Let's say an incident popped off. You know what? This is perfect. Let's say there was a girl who went on the internet and claimed that she got beat up badly, right? Like some group of men attacked her and this, that, and the third. I think her name was Robache. I did a video about her. What she did was she told a story to gather sympathy from the world and the masses. And then what did she do in return? I'm going to create this GoFundMe and y'all send me y'all money because what? I'm harvesting your energy. I just gave you guys a story that you fell for, and out of pity and sympathy, you're going to give me your money. Guess what happened? That girl got caught up with the lies. Then people start seeing, yo, you was just lying. Yeah, that girl energy harvesting. Just like when you see some of these celebrities out here just go off and they die or whatever, that's supposed to like lower the what you call it again? Lower like the energy of people around the world. You know how when people like, oh, this is my favorite artist, this, that, and the third, blase squaze. Like, give you an example. Let's say, God forbid, right? A big artist was supposed to die tomorrow. That would screw up the world. Sometimes these artists really don't die. They just be, okay, your character is over with, go play another character. Look at like King Von. How much people was crying when he died. Look at Pop Smoke when Pop Smoke died. Look at Doe B when he died. Look at Tupac. Look at Biggie. Look at all of these people. That's a form of energy harvesting. Look at Nipsey Hussle. When Nipsey Hussle died, it's like the whole world stood still. Because they lost a good person, a person off of principles, this, that, and the third. People feel these things. That's a form of energy harvesting, dog. So you got to understand these little games. Just because somebody tells you a story, tries to play victim, try and use discernment. Try and pick up in between the stories that people tell you. If a person's story constantly changes, chances are them niggas is lying, bro. If a person has something to gain behind that shit, then guess what? Chances are they're probably lying. You feel me? So with that being said, just remember this, dog. In life, remember that playing victim is not a good thing. If you're actually the victim, then okay, I understand. But if you're playing the victim role to make sure you can get a lot of people on your side and to ride for you, and people find out you're full of shit and you've been lying the whole time, guess what? You literally fry your face. Nobody ain't going to have nothing to do with you. No one of havings of chilling around you or none of that, bruh. Because you a liar, dog. And what some people don't understand is, if a person's going to come up with a dirty friggin' lie like that, chances are there was an end goal behind it that probably was going to have you in a screwed up predicament. You feel me? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I can uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. Just remember this. Get to know a person before you listen to lies that somebody put on them. You feel me? Or do your research or whatever the case may be. But do not go riding for your friend off of certain things that they tell you if you know who your friend really is, like a liar or a shit starter or a person who likes to throw the rock and hide their hand. You got to be very careful, because certain people like that, they would want to put you in a screwed up predicament. You feel me? 440 for the world, man. Peace.